This rivalry added a new chapter yesterday. Aqib Talib ripped off Michael Crabtree's gold chain after a play in the first quarter. No penalty was called on Talib, but both players talked about the incident after the game. Let's take a listen.
He just been wearing that chain all year, man. It just been growing on me. So I said if he wear that chain in front of me, I'm going to snatch it off. So he wore it in front of me, so I had to snatch it off.
So he's just been wearing that chain all year, and it's been growing on me. So you've been watching this guy all year. You should only be looking at him maybe twice. You should be looking at him in the week before you have to play him, and then the next time before you have to play him. Why is it growing on you that you're watching this guy run around with this chain? Are you envious? Is there something that we don't know about? Are you attracted to Michael Crabtree? Do you feel frustrated because of your urges to, lick the side of his face? What do you mean it's growing on you? How can it grow on you? Who can? Nobody's staring at your earring and saying that it's growing on them and they have to rip it out. That just makes no sense. Okay, but let's go ahead and.
What did he say? Oh, he started crying to the ref. He called for the ref. He ain't said nothing to me, though.
No, I have no history with nobody. I just feel like they acting, it's actors. I mean, you ain't tough, you ain't daring nobody up like that. So, I mean, you acting.
Sure.
You snatching chains on the field, like, what you accomplish? You hard? You tough? They make you tough? You snatch the chain in front of the police and take off running. Like, what that? Like, childish, man.
Now, and I want to stop it here because I don't want to get petty. I don't want to. The bottom line is this, man. That's destruction of somebody else's property, okay? Say what you want. Say it how you want it. That right there is assault. Now, nobody's going to want to go and press charges against some idiot because he ripped your chain off. I mean, obviously, the thing that you're going to want to do is just grab him by that peanut head of his and just rip off his helmet and beat him to death with his helmet right there in the field. But what is that going to accomplish? I mean, really, what is that going to accomplish? And we'll get to that in a minute, because instead of looking at this positively, Skip and Shannon chose to look at it in a very negative way. Now, look, Skip, I understand. You said the Raiders were going to win the AFC West. You were confident. You put yourself on the line. Shannon kept saying no. Shannon kept saying the Chiefs were going to win, that the Denver Broncos were going to beat the Raiders. We get it. We get it. A little bit of a caveat. Derek Carr broke his leg. But I will say this. I know that's a lot of pressure. I know you felt let down. That doesn't give you the right to come in and to side with the aggressor. Okay, so once again, just think about that. You're sitting on a jury and somebody comes up and they show you some film of some guy walking up and ripping somebody's chain off. At that point, do you go, that's a tough guy, man. He just really punked that other guy. That you can't let him do that to you. What is wrong with you? Everybody's going to do that to you. No, that's not the way that the system works. You get punished for doing that. And if they're not going to punish you, they don't give you flags for ripping off. Well, they should. There's no reason for it. That's ridiculous. That's breaking the law. You are breaking the law. You are destroying somebody else's property. What if that necklace is a $3,000 necklace? I mean, that's a felony. That's a felony right there. You could get somebody for. But whatever. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
And what did this tell you about both of these guys?
It tells you that sometimes Aqib Talib can go over the line. Now we see he's the type of guy that if he plays for your team, you love him. But if he doesn't, he annoys you. Because we saw him in a game against the Indianapolis Colts, poke the guy in his eye.
He did. Got
suspended, got fined. So we've seen him when Harris Jr. got cut by Harry Douglas that he thought was unfair. We see him. Not only did he get in a fight with Harry Douglas, he got in a fight on the Titans sideline. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody putting no hands on Talib. Normally, somebody helmet come off you on the sideline, somebody get a sucker punch in or something. Mm-hmm. But it also goes to show you the level of respect, or should I say disrespect, that he has for Michael Crabtree.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't at all. It shows you that the guy is a punk. Listen to what you just said. He poked somebody in their eyeball and got suspended. He got into a fight with somebody else on their sideline. Now, you're saying everybody in the league disrespects the entire Colts sideline? There's not one tough guy on the Colts sideline? Is that what you're trying to imply? Because if you're saying, well, that shows you how much he disrespects Michael Crabtree. No, it shows you that this guy is a real piece of work, and he should not be allowed to do these types of things. It doesn't make any sense, but you're justifying it. You're about to sit here, and you're about to say why. Because he's got a rap sheet. That's your arm. Then get him out. Then get him out. We got Alden Smith over there. We got guys throwing people on beds with machine guns. We got all this bad stuff on here, and you guys are going to say, well, I mean, he's just disrespecting, Michael Crabtree. You know what? Get him out. Get him out. This is supposed to be football. This is not hockey. This is not mixed martial arts. This is not freaking Thunderball, okay? And I'm going to show you in a minute what's going to come down to a punk like this. It may not be on the football field, but it's going to come down. And all those, I'm not advocating that there should be any violence here. I want you guys all to know, I'm not advocating for violence. Yes, you are.
And this is how it works in the NFL. If a defensive player, if he doesn't respect you, he will do anything he wants to you because he feels he can get away with it, and he feels you won't do anything about it. Skip, I played.
He feels that the referees won't do anything about it. He feels that the coaching staff won't do anything about it. He is not concerned that you won't do anything about it, or he wouldn't have ran away and tried to get some space, right?
Bulk of my career with a chain on. Still wear it every day. Gold number 84. Now,
did you tuck it or let it?
It would. I mean, I'm running. It's dangling.
Okay.
It got broken one time because I'm blocking in a preseason game, and the guy, he's trying to get his hands on me, and it came off. But to be standing in someone's face and they snatch my chain off, what am I telling the referee for? Ref ain't do. That's not a ref's call. That's not in the refereeing handbook. If someone were to snatch a player's chain off, do you throw a penalty? Don't worry about that.
Now, let me ask you this question, because there are rules that are open to interpretation. Personal fouls are open to interpretation. Personal fouls come in the form of verbal assaults. They come in the form of, if you went over there and just ripped a player's jersey off his back, you don't think that they're going to give you a just because this group of idiots who were calling all kinds of terrible calls all freaking game long didn't choose to make a call. If that were the Raiders, okay, if you saw what Khalil Mack did, hey, man, get off me, right? Just a little bit of a push to somebody's touched his face. We're going to give it to you after the kickoff, right? I mean, come on, man. This is just so ridiculous.
I got this. But it just goes to show you, Crabtree ain't want none of Talib. They keep talking about Talib fake tough. Nah, he not. He for real. He for real. Check his rap sheet. Skip, you read his rap sheet.
I know his rap sheet.
Read his rap sheet and then tell me if you think he's tough. But I tell you what, Crabtree didn't want any part of that, because what he should have, man, you snatched my chain. I mean, this is Friday. Everybody that knows the movie Friday, this is what Debo did to Red.
That's correct.
Everybody took theirs in, Craig and Smokey. They hear theirs. Red gonna leave his hanging out. Debo walked up to him, snatched it off. Crabtree, bruh. Because you saw Richard Sherman say something about him in the NFC Championship game.
He did.
Called him a sorry receiver, no good for nothing.
He did.
Crabtree, you better get your respect.
So if...
All right, let me stop it there. Let me stop it there. First of all, factually, he's incorrect. Red didn't leave his chain hanging out. He tucked his chain in, just like you always did, Shannon. And your chain got broke one time, but it was because it still got broke. Somebody broke your chain. And unless you went and you beat them up on the football field, nobody needs to hear you talk about it. Horse lips. Now listen up. I'm going to show you this. This is Friday. Now I want you to take a look and see if you could see any difference between these two clips. Take a look here. This is Friday, okay?
Good. Thank you.
Here he comes.
Oh, shit. Here come Debo. Give me your stuff. Shit.
What's up, y'all? What's up, Red? Thanks for the bite. What you got on my 40, homie?
I thought you had $200.
I do. But I want to spend Red's money. I'm broke. Give it up, Red.
Come on, Debo, stall him out.
Well, you got my 40, homie. I don't have nothing. Yeah, you got something. Why you tripping, Debo? Shut up, fuck, I'll knock your ass out.
Oh, man, that's messed up. What you getting back his chain?
What chain?
Yeah, what chain?
All right, now I want, again, look at what happened there. You take a look at how he came walking up, how he was standing there. One guy's like looking away, not trying to make any eye contact, right? That's not what happened. That's not what happened. And when he pulled his chain and they both jumped up and said, hey, man, why don't you give him back? He said, what chain? And they both sat down like, no. And then he turned and he walked away on his own. Now take a look at what happens.
Watch this.
Here.
Talib reaches in.
Grabbed the goat chain.
Yeah.
And ripped it apart.
Crabtree is in disbelief.
Okay, now you see the difference. There's an obvious difference. One guy came up, held his ground, stared people down, intimidated from the very beginning, and even when there was some resistance, stood his ground, then turned and walked off. Another guy walked over when somebody's not even paying attention. You're just getting up like, what you gonna do? And boom, pulls it and then runs, laughing like a little damn imp, like a little troll. He looked like a little crazy troll. He looks like anyways, the point being here is that you cannot put those two together. You can't say, oh my God, this guy got this and he's being disrespected. Now, Skip is going to come on and he's going to talk. He's going to run his own reasons. And again, we're looking at the rap sheet. This guy's the real deal. Oh my God, he's a tough guy. He's a punk. This guy is just something. But last year, when Odell Beckham got suspended for a game, when Odell Beckham came in and he retaliated, all you guys did was say how he hurt his football team. But it's Michael Crabtree, and again, I understand, Skip. You feel stupid because the Raiders didn't win the division. You were proven wrong, so you got to kind of jump over and make friends with horse mouth. But I'm going to tell you something, okay? You're not doing the league any bit of a service by sitting here and siding with the aggressor. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. This is not Thunderball. You don't have spikes in you know what I'm saying? You're not dropping everything and like in hockey and beating each other senseless. This is football. I mean, you can't even touch people, and the flags are being thrown. People are being ejected, and you guys are, hey, you better get some. This is the emergency quarterback. We have a playoff game to go to. If he does anything, he could be suspended like Odell Beckham was suspended the year before against Josh Norman. Guess what? He got suspended for a game. He's the emergency quarterback, plus he's the second wide receiver. So he gets knocked out in a meaningless game, can't come in and play in a playoff game? That makes sense to you? You guys honestly believe that he should have retaliated somehow instead of making the right decision? All season long, this guy's been losing it a little bit here, losing a little bit there, getting yelled at, Marquette King doing stupid things. Jack Del Rio's coming, hey guys, come on, man, we can't make any mistakes. The heart, the soul of this team is gone. We can't make any mistakes. And now you guys are going to turn around and you're going to say the exact opposite that you said about Odell Beckham Jr. He's really hurt his team. I can't believe it. You can't let a guy get in your head like that. You're a big time player. You're one of the best in the NFL. Hey, you know what? That's a double standard. And you're a hypocrite, okay? He made the right decision because, again, we've got a guy right now that we just picked up off the damn waiver wire that's going to have to come in and play the emergency quarterback. We don't even know at this point if Matt McGloin going to play. So basically you got Connor Cook and then you got some guy, Gilbert, he doesn't know anything. And you're going to sit there and say that he should have gotten into a fight, got kicked out of that game, and suspended for a game, right? That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, particularly when hypocritically last year you said the exact
Let's say
opposite.
It's Talib. Let's put Shannon
Let's
Sharp
take a
in
listen.
today's game. And Talib, for whom you have respect. Not fear, but
Yes,
respect.
yes.
And you know, off the field, he's one of those guys, right? He's got a long list of incidents. So he
snatched my
didn't just
84.
snatch it. He just broke it. That's what he did. He didn't take it. He just snapped it. Okay? What's 84 doing at that point? Okay, because if you swing on him, if you chase him and swing on him, you might get thrown out.
He's
I don't
laughing.
think you're going to do that.
No, I got to, Skip. Because he's being blatantly and openly disrespectful. Because you know the disrespect, the connotation that comes with that. And the rap, you see a lot of guys in the.
Have you ever been an emergency quarterback heading into a playoff game, Shannon Sharp? I don't think so. I got to. No, you don't. No, you don't. You got to run your mouth is what you got to do. You don't want no part of Aqib Talib either. Sitting here running your mouth like that. That's just ridiculous. You know, and again, there are other you know, looking around this morning, I found a couple of other guys
out of Week 17's game between the Denver Broncos and the Raiders is Michael Crabtree a bitch or a businessman? Now, you can look at it in a lot of different ways, but the only way to possibly understand exactly what happened justifiably, you don't have to be a thug to understand this. You can't let somebody do that to you. So what I'm saying is I'm not encouraging violence, and I would never do that, but sometimes violence is needed. And in this case, the worst thing that could happen is this. Michael Crabtree retaliates, they break it up, and then you deal with it after the game. You don't walk up and down the sideline and pout like a schoolgirl. And I'm not saying that schoolgirls ain't thugged out, because, you know, some schoolgirls are thugged out. I'm just saying we're just using the typical, whatever, how people use it, saying dude is acting like a schoolgirl. This doesn't make any sense to me, because Michael Crabtree, ever since Richard Sherman did that to him, you know, called him a fake receiver, whatever, a sorry receiver in that playoff game when he tipped it away and they lost when he was with the 49ers. A lot of people look at Michael Crabtree differently since that point. Now, Aqib Talib, that dude has a rap sheet longer than, listen, I'm not going to get into it. So I know that he's not being a fake thug at this point. But the man deboed his chain, ripped it right off in front of him. And Michael Crabtree's response was to ignore it pretty much and walk away to the sideline, and then afterwards call him a fake thug in an interview. Okay, so people have been asking me, what do I think? It's no other way to say it other than the man is a bitch. And I'm not, look.
All right. I just said it a different way, right? I just said it a different way, and I think I said it in a way that sort of makes sense. This is all backward. Why are we even looking at where else do you ever see somebody go and blatantly commit some type of penalty or action, behavior, whatever it is, with somebody else who's not doing anything, and just kind of sit back and say, well, you know, that guy's just this or that guy's just that? I just explained it to you a moment ago. If he had walked up, dogged Michael Crabtree, stood there, said, I'm going to take your chain, and Michael Crabtree would have said, what? You ain't going to take my chain. He was, I'm going to take your chain right now. You ain't going to take mine. And then he reached out and grabbed his chain. I think that would have been a little bit of a different story. You see how quickly that happened. You see how quickly he reached out, and then ran off. Okay? So, once again, that distance, that space. Now, the first thing you're going to do is be like, what the hell did you just do? I can't believe. So, at first, you're going to look and say, hey, ref, what did you just see what happened right there? Of course, the first thing you're not going to do is run after that guy and try to tackle him to the ground. I just explained a moment ago. This is the emergency quarterback. He will be the emergency quarterback in the playoffs, not in next week's game, 2 weeks removed from the playoffs, not in week number 5 or week number 8. Next week, he will be in the playoffs. You're mistaken. You start fighting and you both get ejected, you both get fined, and you both get suspended. He doesn't care, so he's going to be suspended for the first game of next year. Oh, well, right? But you're going to get suspended and you're going to be out of the playoffs and you won't be able to contribute in any way to a playoff victory. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You're in bizarro world. You people are all in bizarro world, okay? Now, if they're at a nightclub somewhere and, somebody spills a drink on somebody else and they turn around and they get into an altercation, that's a whole different story. I just can't, to me, again, what Aqib Talib did, I didn't see as gangster at all. I just, that's just not my type of gangster. My type of gangster doesn't come in, rip something off, and then run away. It just makes no sense. But again, if you look around the internet, and there have been some great videos out there, Bubba the Raider, Let It Rip Sports, these guys have had some really good takes on it. We're level-headed. We understand. This was not a situation where they were both head-to-head after the situation, and then Michael Crabtree turned around and then just walked away. That's not how it happened. So we have to remove that whole premise of, well, you didn't go toe-to-toe with it. Well, that's because he ran away. How am I going to go toe-to-toe with him? And why should I run after him? I should be able to turn to the referee and say, did you see that? Did you see what that dude just did? You need to do something right now, or I'm going to go across there and I'm going to do what it is that I have to do. I'm sure that's what he was. Hey, did you just see what just happened right there? You're going to allow that to happen? You're the referee. You're the one who enforces the rules on this field. And again, I'm not inciting violence, but sometimes you got to go out there and just strangle someone to death. You need to, hang a man. No, you are inciting violence. You are saying go out there and be violent. That's inciting violence. Justifiable violence is still incited violence. You know what I mean? Gandhi is not inciting violence. Jesus is not inciting violence. You are inciting violence. You're saying go out and get into a fight with that person because for some strange reason, you have to prove to be a wide receiver in the NFL that you're a tough guy and that you're a thug and that you have a rap sheet. Richard Sherman is proving to be a head case. He's a head case. He's making all kinds of stupid statements. You know what I'm saying? Like even his own head coach is, oh my God. But you got, well, ever since Richard Sherman called him out, he called him out because he had a quarterback that can't even make it in this league anymore. They were one play away. So you got that one play, Richard Sherman. You got that one play. Okay, come play against the Raiders, come play against Michael Crabtree, and see how it goes, from that point. But this is just all so stupid. So I just kind of wanted to touch on those things. I just thought that they were absolutely crazy, absolutely ridiculous. I know I'm getting a little bit, generally I tried to keep it all PG. But the bottom line is something has to be said. I cannot believe the media, the legacy media, the guys that you watch on those dying channels, anything other than here on YouTube or vid.me or social media. I mean, these guys are a joke. They're an absolute joke. You're sitting there, you want to see what they have to say, and they come out with something like that. Something like that? Seriously. I mean, it just makes no sense. All right, folks, that's going to do it for our show for today. Once again, I will be here tomorrow. We'll start talking about Connor Cook. We'll start talking about that Texans game and what it is that the Raiders are going to have to do in order to come out with a victory. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.